Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Chris here. Welcome to Young Living with Dr. Chris and tonight's show on frankincense, all about frankincense. Woo. All right, I got to put some of this on. I actually have some in the diffuser. So I like to put it in my hand, just activate it a few times. It's just so wonderfully grounding. I'm going to rub through my hair and it's already on my skin. I swear it's in all of my skin products. Oh my gosh, I love frankincense. And I consider this along with lavender as this is like the little Swiss Army knife. When in doubt, get your frankincense out. Seriously, it is just so good and just so good for everything. But before I get into the nitty-gritty of frankincense, I just want to talk a little bit about quality because not everybody realizes with essential oils, there's a difference in quality, and especially with frankincense. So, I've seen bottles of frankincense for $7 in the store at whatever. Yeah, that just cannot be pure frankincense. I'm sorry. It just cannot happen. I know what is involved in getting frankincense into this bottle here. I mean, you get what you pay for is certainly what happens with frankincense because I have never felt a therapeutic effect with anything else. But a frankincense tree has to be tapped kind of like a maple syrup tree, and then the resin oozes out. It has to harden up, and then they have to distill that resin. So this is very labor intensive, and that's one of the reasons why it's so costly. So they would have to adulterate that oil. In other words, make a synthetic oil, calling it frankincense, or they'd have to mix it with something else. And unfortunately, with labeling laws, you just cannot be sure of what you're getting. So this is why it's so important when you're getting essential oils that you absolutely know the company you're buying from. And this is one of the reasons I only use Young Living. I mean, when I got into Young Living, I had some other oils in my office that I had just bought. And when I found out really what goes on with essential oils, I threw them all out. I didn't want to use something that was potentially toxic. So most of the frankincense on the market is either inferior quality because there are different grades of frankincense. And when they send it over from overseas to the US, they know that Americans don't know the difference and they send us the crap frankincense. Now, Young Living does have a farm in Oman for their sacred frankincense, but this is a single species, and that's another way that you know that this is pure frankincense because they're not just collecting frankincense from wherever and mixing it all together. So this is the Boswellia carteri, yeah. And if you look on a label and it does not have the species and genus on it, I would be very wary about what you're actually getting. So if the price seems like it's too good to be true, it is. And it probably isn't pure frankincense. So this has a sweet, like a balsam wood type of smell. It's really warm, and obviously if you've ever been around any churches and they're burning the frankincense, you've smelled it. I think the oil smells a little bit different than when you're actually burning the resin, but I like that too, and I'm not really a big burner of incense. It's definitely uplifting, it's centering. Like I said, it's been used for centuries for spiritual connection, so relating to sort of the upper chakras if you're into yoga and that. It helps with focus. Like I said, I've got it in my diffuser. It helps to overcome stress and despair, which, these days is rampant. And it contains something called sesquiterpenes. Now, that is a huge long word. Go look it up. I'm going to have it written in the description. And one day I'm going to do just a talk on sesquiterpenes because these are the part of the oil that supports the brain and the emotions. And this is huge. There's another part called monoterpenes, and this is really creating most of the frankincense, which are very calming. So this is, again, another reason why to use it during stress, if you're doing any meditation or any prayer or anything like that, or if you really just want to be feeling grounded and connected to your spirit, right? It is also amazing for your skin. So I love frankincense. It definitely helps to have your skin have a smooth appearance. It is definitely one to help with a youthful complexion. So yeah, you want to add it to your skincare products. A lot of the Young Living skincare products already has it in it, but I like to add some more. Why not? More is better. It's also a key ingredient in brain power, and we know that that name says it all. So again, this is one of the reasons it's activity on the brain that I love frankincense. It's great for focus. You can apply it on your spine, on the soles of your feet, to your third eye center here, that's in the center of your forehead or the top of your head. And those areas in particular also will help support your pineal gland and your hormonal system. So the emotional part is in there. So that's why it helps with that. It actually is part of something called a memory release blend, which is equal parts of frankincense, lavender, and stress away. That was developed for the aroma freedom technique, and it's a part of a blend that helps release stuck emotions. So I'll put a link to that. I won't go into it all together. You can check that video out. So it's going to help with your logical thinking and focusing, but it will also help with that emotional aspect. And the pineal gland also is part of your circadian rhythm support, so your wake and sleep cycle. And by the way, this is another reason why when you go into places right now, when they're taking temperatures and they're aiming it right here, that's where your pineal gland is. Don't let them do that. Tell them to take the temperature at your wrist. That's just a little side note for your overall health and well-being. So part of what's going on with your sleep-wake cycle is the production of melatonin. Frankincense can help with that. So can getting outside in the early morning and the late afternoon, evening. The sun's rays kind of hit in, and don't wear sunglasses or anything. It gets into the eye and into the brain. That helps with melatonin production. And also turn off your computer before you go to bed, because that blue light is coming back at your eyes and that depresses melatonin. Just shut it all down, right? Pick up a book, read a book, not on a Kindle, actually a physical book. Put some frankincense on. I always put frankincense on at night. My favorite way to do it is in the Immu Power blend, along with a tree oil, lavender, Roman chamomile. But if you don't have the Immu Power, just throw some frankincense in there. It makes you feel good. That's why it's great for men and women trying to have babies, because it's going to help relieve any sexual nervous tension. It's going to help relax you. It's going to help get you in the mood. So good for making babies if that's what you want to do. Yeah. Part of it is it does contain something called boswellia. So look that up. There's a lot of good work with that for helping to support our body's inflammatory processes. So have a look at that. one last note too. So this is in the 15 ml colored bottle, right? You can also get the 5 ml Vitality bottle, which I don't have. This is actually something else, which I don't, that's why I don't have it turned around. But it does come in a Vitality white bottle. That means you can take it internally. Even though the oil in here is the same oil, different labels. Why? Because we can only label for two things, topical and aromatic. And then this one's labeled for internal use, all right? I only buy the 15 ml bottle because it's more economical, because I know I'm going to use it like every day. So if this were in the Vitality bottle, I could drop it under my tongue. And I like doing it under my tongue because it gets absorbed right into the bloodstream. I actually like to take my CBD with a little drop of frankincense because this has terpenes in it, which helps the CBD with its action. So you can check out my CBD class, and I talk about that. But you can also put it in a capsule and take it that way too to help support your overall health and well-being, your immune system, your hormonal system, your, every system. Like I said, frankincense helps so many things on so many levels that it really should be something that you have in your toolbox every single day. It came in your starter kit, and hopefully you have used it all up, and you're going to need some more, because this is a powerhouse. All right, any questions before I wrap this up? Well, if you are watching this later and you have questions, you can reach out to me. I'm going to put my information in the description, so feel free to reach out. If you want to learn more about Young Living and what it has to offer for health and wellness, because there are so many things, then just, again, contact me, look at my videos. There's so many things that I do talk about. And share, like, subscribe, you know all the things. All right, everybody, have a great week. And I will see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, watch live or watch the replay whenever. All right, have a great week. Be well. And see you next Tuesday.